أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Dear audience, Assalamu alaikum. Today I am going to talk on a very important and relevant topic in the present world. That is the topic of riba, usury, or interest, which the names which we commonly use in English. It is very important to understand what is riba. In linguistic sense, riba means addition or increase in the size of a thing above its original size and amount. In Quranic terminology, it means unlawful addition by way of interest to a sum of money or goods lent by one person or body of persons to one another. Riba is the exploitation. Riba is the grabbing of other persons, other fellows' substance. It is the stealing of other persons' property and wealth. It is a never ending hunger. The Quranic teaching is when you lend someone, whether it might be money, it might be goods, or it might be property, when you take it back, you should take the same amount of thing which you have lent. Any expectation of material gain without any corresponding effort on the part of the lender is riba. It does not only apply to the money, it also applies to the goods and the property. So I'm going to seek references from the Kitabullah, from the verse number 275 and 276 of the Surah Al-Baqarah, and seek guidance from the Kitab-e-Aziz. I'm going to commence today's talk with the recitation of the verse number 275 of the Surah Al-Baqarah. الَّذِينَ يَأْكُلُونَ الرِّبَا لَا يَقُومُونَ إِلَّا كَمَا يَقُومُ الَّذِي يَتَخَبَّطُهُ الشَّيْطَانُ مِنَ الْمَسِّ ذَلِكَ بِأَنَّهُمْ قَالُوا إِنَّمَا الْبَيْعُ مِثْلُ الرِّبَا وَأَحَلَّ اللَّهُ الْبَيْعَ وَحَرَّمَ الرِّبَا فَمَنْ جَاءَهُ مَوْعِظَةٌ مِّن رَّبِّهِ فَانْتَهَى فَلَهُ مَا سَلَفَ وَأَمْرُهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَمَنْ عَادَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ أَصْحَابُ النَّارِ هُمْ فِيهَا خَالِدُونَ. Meaning, those who gorge themselves on usury behave but as he might behave whom Satan has confounded with his touch. For they say, buying and selling is but a kind of usury, the while God has made buying and selling lawful and usury unlawful. Hence whoever becomes aware of his sustainer's admonition and thereupon desists from usury may keep his past gains, and it will be for God to judge him. But as for those who return to it, they are destined for the fire therein to abide. Let us concentrate to this very meaningful and important verse of the Kitabullah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing to the whole of the humanity. Allazina ya'kuluna riba. Those people or communities or individuals who eat riba, meaning usury, interest. Other terms which we can use is exploitation, wolfishness, unending hunger, and grabbing the wealth and substance of other fellows, other men. So the people who eat riba, who give people loan but take more what they have lent. La yakumuna illa kama yakumul ladzi yatakhabbathu shaitanu min al mas. So they la yukumuna, so they are not standing on anything. They haven't got any stance. Illa, except kama yakumul ladzi, like someone who is standing, who is having a stance on something. Yatakhabbatuhu shaitan. Khabata is the word used here. Khabata means beating someone violently or striking something with full force, or being stamped by someone, here by shaitan. If we use the analogy of camel, it will be easier to understand the concept of khabata, or the meaning of khabata. If we see the camel, the way it walks in the desert, and it leaves its footprints, which can be seen from quite a distance. But here, the term used is khabata. It means the same camel is striking the ground with full force. He is just like he's stamping the ground. The footprints can be seen on the mud, on the ground. Similarly, the analogy or the example of those people who eat riba, who take interest, who eat usury, is of someone whom Satan has beaten violently and has stamped his paws on their hearts, minal mas, and Satan has completely seized them, grasped them, and their minds, their thinking has been completely kidnapped by the Satan. The analogy of the satanic mas, or the touch of the Satan, is that of a snake, and the snake is also the largest snake of the world. We can say the anaconda snake of the Amazon rivers. And how that snake kills its prey. It wraps around the body of its prey, encircling and constricting the prey, leading to suffocation and asphyxia and death of that prey. Such is the satanic touch, or the kidnapping of the Satan for that people who consume riba. Zalika bi annahum qalu. This is for the reason of their saying, innamal bay'u mislur riba, that business meaning buying and selling is similar to riba, similar to usury. Wa ahallallahu al-bay'a, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made lawful bay, meaning business, buying and selling. Wa harrama riba, and has made the riba, usury, interest, unlawful. Faman ja'ahu maw'izatum min rabbih. So from your Rabb, from your sustainer, Moiza has arrived, admonition has arrived, advisory has arrived. This Kitabullah is the Moiza. The messages of the Kitabullah is the Moiza. Fantaha falahu. So keep away from it. Don't put yourself into those practices. Falahu ma
Salafa.
wa amruhu ilallah. You may keep your past gains, and it will be for God, for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to judge you. Waman ada, and whosoever goes against the messages of the Kitabullah, and he adopts the passage of riba, فَأُولَٰئِكَ أَصْحَابُ النَّارِ. So these are the people of the hellfire, whom fiha khalidun, therein to abide. In this verse of the Kitabullah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has categorically prohibited the consumption of riba, usury, interest, exploitation, or grabbing the wealth of other people by unfair means. In the verse number 276 of the Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing Yamhaqullahu riba wa yurbis sadaqat wallahu la yuhibbu kulla kaffarin asim. God deprives usurious gains of all blessing, whereas He blesses charitable deeds with manifold increase. And God does not love anyone who is stubbornly ingrate and persists in sinful ways. Let us concentrate. Yamhaqullahu riba. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our God, He annihilates the system of riba, of usury. He obliterates, eradicates, destroys the system of usury, interest. For yurbis sadaqat, and He nourishes the system of sadaqat, charitable deeds, zakat, infaq. Wallahu la yuhibbu kulla kaffarin asim, and Allah does not love anyone who is stubbornly ingrate and persists in sinful ways. In this verse of the Kitab-e-Aziz, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has categorically addressed and announced to the humanity that He annihilates and destroys the system of riba, eradicates the system of riba. It includes both giving and taking of riba. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is destroying, and He annihilates, eradicates the system of riba. And in its place, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala nourishes the system of sadaqat, the system of charitable deeds, system of zakat and infaq. Wallahu la yuhibbu kulla kaffarin asim, and Allah does not love anyone who is stubbornly ingrate and persists in sinful ways. So here in these two verses of the Kitabullah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a nutshell has condemned the system of usury and interest, and the gains which are being taken over and top of the substance which has been lended, whether it's money, whether it is a thing, whether it is anything. So this riba applies to each and everything. It not only applies to money. The exploitation can be in the form of property, it can be in the form of goods, it can be in the form of money. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not categorized the riba, whether it's just money. And the riba, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has condemned the whole process of usury. Yamhaqullahu riba. Whether it's when someone is on the giving end or on the taking end. And with this, I seek Allah's forgiveness if there's any shortcoming in the delivery of the message, and I'm concluding today's talk. रब्बना ला तुआखिज़ना इन नसीना व अख्ताना रब्बना वला तहमिल अलैना इसरन कमा हमलतहु अलल लज़ीना मिन क़ब्लिना रब्बना वला तुहम्मिलना मा ला ताक़त लना बिहि वअफ़ु अन्ना वग़फ़िर लना वरहमना अंत मौलाना फ़ंसुरना अलल क़ौमिल काफ़िरीन। जज़ाकुमुल्लाह खैर।